Welcome back. Here's a familiar situation. You're planning a party and you have your guest list, but you have really no idea how much food and drinks you need. So you either end up running to the store to buy wine at the last minute or with 2 weeks worth of leftovers.
Okay, you are right. So luckily, finance and numbers expert Melissa Leong is back to save the day with some party math tips to nail the quantities this holiday season. Welcome back, Melissa.
Yay! Ready for party. Okay, the math also tells us we don't have a lot of time for this, but we have a lot to get into. Math, party, two words that don't usually go together. So ease us into this concept for party planning.
I'm going to break it down. I am going to pretend that I am your party host. We are having a party for the 5 of us. So I'm hosting the 4 of you for a 2-hour party. Everybody at home and in the audience will sub out the number 5 for however many people are coming to your fabulous shindig.
Okay.
This is great. So you've set up a drink station for us here, obviously. Let's start specifically with wine. How do we know how to calculate how many bottles?
Okay, so the typical bottle of wine has 5 drinks in it. And so event specialists say that you need about, okay, the average drinker is gonna drink 2 drinks for the first hour and then 1 drink for every hour after that. Okay, so math time.
3 drinks a person.
That's right.
Yeah.
Algebra in the house.
Yes.
Okay,
So 15.
So we
Which
need...
is 3 bottles. Oh, sorry.
Yes. Oh, math! Bring it on the math here. That's right. Okay, so you have 5 guests. Multiplied by 3, because that's how many glasses of wine we're having. Divide that by the number 5. Then, that is the number you need. 3 bottles of wine for our party. If you buy more, just return them to get your money back. Unopened.
Great tip.
Unopened.
Great tip.
Yes, unopened. Yes.
At most parties, guests do sometimes have different drink preferences, whether that be beer, wine, spirits. How do we manage quantities in that case?
Okay, more math.
More math?
So you're gonna take the number of people at your party and how many drinks you're gonna have. So that's about, let's see, there's 5 of us. We're gonna drink 3 glasses of wine each. And now you're gonna multiply that number by the preference, by the percentage of the preference. So what does that mean? What does that look like? That looks like, for example, if you are, say 40% of us are into beer. So it's 15 times 40%. That's 6 bottles of beer. And then 30%, 4.5 glasses of wine, that's a single bottle, and then 4.5 drinks. That's half a pint about of liquor.
Okay.
And don't forget cans of pop for people who are not drinking. And you don't need to pour, you don't need to give the whole can of pop. I would
Like
just...
the airport.
Yes,
Or
at
the
the
airplane.
airport,
Yeah.
where you just pour it with some ice, and it makes 2 to 3 drinks.
Or you say you can do punch, right?
Yes, a signature punch, like a Louis Drambuie surprise or a Cynthia Sinful Sangria, something fun.
Sure.
The average 750 milliliter bottle of liquor will make 17 drinks.
Oh, that's
Okay,
great.
that's
Yeah,
That's a good tip.
Okay, why don't we head over? Let's talk about food. We're gonna move over to the center now because it's, food grazing tables are now sort of kicking out the more traditional, sit-down dinner party. So we're gonna work out on this hors d'oeuvres. How do we calculate how many hors d'oeuvres we're gonna need for this party of 5?
We're assuming that this party is not having dinner. So the hors d'oeuvres are gonna basically be a replacement for it. So here we've got, we have about 8 to 10 hors d'oeuvres per person. So that's 40 hors d'oeuvres right here. You wanna have heavy hors d'oeuvres if that's gonna replace dinner. So starches, protein, something that's gonna fill your belly up. It's probably gonna go a little further if you actually hand them out on a plate, rather buffet style here. But if you are serving dinner, just have a little bit less.
Okay, let's move on to the crudité, or as I like to say, crudite, if you want to be super
Crudite.
fancy. How do you calculate this guy?
Okay, I'm gonna try to be excited about some veggies on a plate, because Melissa Leong, veggies. But about a 1/4 pound of veggies per person.
Okay,
in
that's
a crudité
good.
plate. Yeah, so here we've got about 1.25 pounds of veggies. What does that look like? That's about, if you think about a typical bag of baby carrots, it's about 1 pound.
Okay.
So you're gonna mix that up, spread it out in terms of veggies, what's in season, and voila.
Loves it.
We're
Loves
gonna move on
it.
to another grazing table staple that is the charcuterie board. Everyone loves one. This is one that I actually feel like I end up with all kinds of excess cheese and meats afterwards. So how much would you
Cheese ain't
calculate?
cheap.
Cheese is not cheap at all. Yeah.
It's not. I love a charcuterie board, but you're right, it's not the cheapest. So what we have here is, because everyone, you're making me jealous because I'm talking. Because we have no dinner, we've increased the amount to about 6 ounces of meat and cheese per person. So that's about
smart.
about 3 to 4 pieces of cheese and 4 pieces of meat per person.
You've never had Lainey at a party, though.
Yes, but we're assuming we're gonna clear this out and eat other things as well.
Okay,
If you have dinner, you're gonna have obviously less. The reason why I love eating the charcuterie board. I don't like serving the charcuterie board because all the other things like the olives and the crackers and the dried fruits, it adds up. So I would just raid your pantry before
That's a good
you do
idea.
this. And see if you can get some samplers of meats rather than trying to buy them all individually.
Or
'cause
like,
that adds
yeah,
up
like a
too.
little bit of jam in a fancy jar, jam that's left over, throw it to those people.
Bam. Throw it to those people at your party.
Okay, why don't we finish this off with dessert? So how do we calculate how much we're gonna need so that we don't go overboard?
So I love dessert, and people love dessert at parties, but they don't. I mean, I wouldn't go overboard in terms of choices. If you have a dessert bar, 3 choices are fine. But here we've got 5 cupcakes. That's 1 per person. 2 cookies per person.
Yeah.
That's a per person serving, as well as mini desserts. That's another way to cut costs. Just cut a normal piece of cake into smaller pieces. Yeah. And maybe have 3 of them. 3 per person. It's about getting together, and food waste. That sucks to waste so much food. We're trying to get together and have fun, not worry about having all these leftovers after. So some math.
Well, Melissa, this was fun. Thank you so much for breaking all of this down for us as we head into the holiday season. It was super great. Now we're going to take this backstage, and we'll be eating it, and then we're going to be right back.
Hey there, wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.